Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. My name is Liz and I'm a part-time reseller in Maryland. Today's video is a little bit different. I asked my dad, who is by trade a qualitative chemist, to demonstrate for us how to acid test items that you think might be gold. Some of these items are unmarked and some of them might be marked, but you don't trust that mark. And you know what? There are a lot of fake items out there. So my dad is here with me. He's gonna walk us through all the steps to safely test your jewelry to see its gold content. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we're gonna actually test this ring. And Dad, we know that ring's carat, right?
10 carat.
We know it's 10 carat. And we have another piece that's
14 carat.
That's 14, so we can demonstrate how to do this. Now, those of you who know stones, that's a coral and gold bracelet. You wouldn't want to put acids directly onto your jewelry item because it could damage it. All right, Dad has in his hand
A 10 carat test strip.
Yeah, hold on, whoops. He moved it out of the... So you can get these test strips online.
Yeah.
You can get them on Amazon. It's like a control group, so you're going to have to go way back to probably high school when you had to study the scientific method, and to do a good test you have to make sure you have a control group. Now some people don't do that, but you know, we're scientists here, so.
And there are various grades from 4 to 20 carat.
Okay. And so you're going to make some rubbings on the black stone.
Yeah.
So that we have our control groups.
So the first one will be 10.
Most gold items are going to be in the US or even European will be between 10 and 18 carat. So that's why we're aiming for the middle here.
And the next will be 14 carat.
So we're just rubbing the testing strip on the stone.
And the last
and it
one
makes a faint line. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see those. There are two lines, one for the 10 carat, one for the 14. Again, this is for our control group to make sure the acids are working.
and one for the 18.
Yep.
Okay, now I take 10 carat acid. Well, are you filming now?
Yeah, I've been filming the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Here's the 10 carat ring. And you want to make sure you go through any plating.
So he just rubbed it on there. It's a little hard to get a good view of what he's doing. I'm going to actually shift positions, I think.
And here's
to this
part
side
of the 14 carat, which we can rub on the test stone.
Yeah, make sure you keep track of which item is in which order so you don't have to redo your testing. And so, Dad, if you move your hands for a sec, I can run through what we've got here. These are our three control groups, our test strips, 10, 14, and 18 carat. This is the mark that the ring made, which we technically know is 10 carat, but we're pretending we don't know. And this is the coral bracelet, which we happen to know is 14, but again, we're pretending we don't know for video purposes.
I found it's best, if you haven't used the acids too frequently, to put a drop or two into sodium bicarbonate, and that kind of clears out any concentrated acid. And then you put a drop on the, being careful not to make it splash, a drop on the 10, a drop on the 14, a drop on the 10 carat ring.
Actually, that was the 18 carat.
The 18 carat ring, yes.
There's the ring.
Drop on the 10 carat ring and a drop on the 14 carat bracelet.
And which acid was that?
This is the 10 carat acid.
Yep.
And I put it back carefully. And then I look at it with the light to see if there's any change. Now the 10 carat has stayed, the 14 naturally, the 18 naturally will stay, the 10 carat ring will stay for a few minutes at least, and the 14 carat bracelet will stay.
Because all of these things are at least 10 carat.
Right.
Okay.
And
so we're going
now
to move on to the next
we use
acid.
the 14 carat.
Zoomed in on your wrist. So,
14 carat.
Yep. I don't know if this is gonna...
I carefully remove the top, and I put a drop or two in maybe 3, to make sure there's no concentrated acid. And then you put a drop on the 10, a drop on the 14, a drop on the 18, a drop on the 10 carat ring, and a drop on the 14 carat bracelet.
So what we're looking for is, does the metal stripe, let's say, or mark, hold up to the acid?
Now see how the 10 carat is turning color compared to the 10 carat
Almost
acid.
gets blurry.
The 14 carat has stayed brilliant in color, and of course the 18 will stay. The 10 carat is starting to turn color, and the 14 carat is holding for 10 and for 14. Now when we I'll wipe this off with a little bit of paper towel. They ran together there. That sometimes happens if the stone is smooth. And then I'll test everything with 18, and everything should disappear except the 18.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to wipe the stone clean of excess acid and put it in the sodium
Just a piece of
bicarbonate
paper
solution.
towel. Yep, to neutralize the acid.
And now I'll use 18 carat to dissolve all the previous tests, and it should dissolve everything except the 18, which we can try.
Yeah, it doesn't show up that well on film, but basically this is how you can clean your testing stone with chemicals. Some people probably
See,
don't
the
bother.
18 has remained behind,
Yep, I see it.
and all the others are gone.
Yep,
So we know that they're all certainly less than 18, which we knew anyway.
right.
The 18 is a little bit difficult to remove. I generally physically scrub it with a steel wool pad or a scraping type.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
why is it important to make sure the stone is clean?
Well, you don't want to get mixed up on testing the wrong line or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't want to what's the word? Not inoculate, contaminate. You don't want to
Contaminate.
contaminate future samples.
So then you can wipe this off and put it into the sodium bicarbonate,
Yeah.
and it will fizz a little.
And this solution that you made is not anything you need to
Not
do in
any,
a lab,
no,
right?
No.
You
can
get
make
some baking soda and some water.
$1 or $2 for a box, and throw 4 or 5 tablespoons in with about a cup of water, just to have it on hand.
Okay.
And should you spill some acid on your hands, I recommend rinsing them with tap water thoroughly. You might use a little sodium bicarbonate solution, which is baking soda solution, but it's not totally recommended. So
Okay.
I don't know as I do it because it might cause bubbling under the skin or something like that.
Okay. And you test almost all of your metals even when they're marked. Because
Basic-
sometimes they're stamped, it's a lie.
Right.
And sometimes, well, I guess that's the only reason.
Yeah, if it's not
You wanna be sure.
well marked, or if it has a mark that doesn't look quite right, you may wish to test it.
So this is a sterling test. Now you can buy a silver testing solution and you can make one. I'll put the recipe for that up on the screen. But this is a way you can test for sterling using your gold testing acids. And this is the 18 karat acid. And what are we looking for?
You're looking for a bluish white streak.
Oh wow, it's showing up really well with that light. So you won't usually see that bluish white. Now is that a precipitate?
Yes, it's silver chloride, and it will eventually turn dark color.
Yep, that's
if it's
clear
in
as
a
can be.
water
So
solution.
that's a positive test for sterling with the 18 karat acid.
You do have to make sure you get through any plating that might be on top. So if the piece is not valuable, you can make a file mark.
Like with a metal file.
With a metal file, and then you can rub and make sure you get a good
Or you
test.
could put it in a discreet spot if you're
Right.
so inclined. But I have seen a lot of jewelers actually test just directly on the stone without doing the filing, so that's
Right.
an option. Good. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining me and my dad for this special video. I hope that you guys get out there and you find some amazing gold treasures yourself. And I always hope that you never stop searching. I'll see you guys next time.